What's happening, people? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode with the boys, with the gang, Murdad, Laurent. Listen, we're getting ready for another season. The season is rolling around quite quickly, and of course, you're home of the Premier League champions, and keep it
Wait,
locked.
whoa, 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 say that again. The home of what?
Oh, sorry. So the home, right, of the Premier League champions. For those listening only on audio, I am pointing to the gold patch on the kit.
Mm.
So yeah, man, we're smiling. It's vibes. The vibes are high. Things are good. Um, Laurent, how was the hate watch today?
I mean, it was very disappointing. Very disappointing. I mean, for any team to play like that, is just downright embarrassing. That's as much as I'm willing to say. Maresca had his excuses post press conference, but yeah, man, no, that's if I'm a City fan, I'd be fuming.
Oh
Genuinely.
for 0 for 1 on the hate watches so far this season. So not off to a great start on your side of things, but we'll get into it. We'll talk about the Community Shield. And we're gonna get into the transfer stuff. I mean, obviously, there's only one place to start, which is the Community Shield. But before I get into it, as I always say, folks, like and subscribe. We're here. Murdad's smiling, I'm smiling, Laurent's half smiling. But I'm sure he'll have things to smile about as well. Good little preseason form for Chelsea. And he is confident going into the new season as they face Arsenal early on. So we will get to see some early heat, early fire, early banter on the pod. But yeah, like and subscribe, man, if you want to see some fire and you want to see some vibes on here. And
Hit that bell.
hit
Hit
that bell.
that bell.
Hit that bell, as Murdad always says. And obviously, going into the new season, there's going to be some changes, some fun, some updates for y'all. I'm going to let Murdad intro this part because we are going to be running an FPL league this season, which is exciting stuff. So big up to those who joined already. We're looking for more of you to get involved, to get a free jersey. But yeah, Murdad, take it away.
Yes, sir. So we have our prediction series, which is going to be between us. So just we have a little bit of bragging rights and just kind of keep the OG prediction series going. But starting this year, we are going to start an FPL. So the code is going to be shared in every single YouTube video moving forward on Spotify as well as on our socials. So you do have to create a league first, sorry, a team first, and then you can join the league. It's just the way that the Premier League app works. But you do have unlimited transfers until kickoff, which the first game is Arsenal versus Coventry. For those of you who are going to listen and put the code in by listening, the code is PW1L5F. Again, you don't need to memorize it. It's going to be in our doc description. But join. If you finish first place, you get a jersey of your choice. The boys, we're all going to pitch in together, get you a jersey. Maybe, you might also get your debut on the pod and we might ask you questions about your favorite team. Who knows? There's going to be a lot of spicy things happening this year. But as always, hit that bell, hit that like, hit that subscribe. CJ and I decided to come on the pod matching. He was going to wear the same jersey, but only the hats are matching. And then Laurent, we're still looking for that infamous Didier Drogba jersey. So we might see a Garnacho jersey before the Didier jersey. So we'll see.
Yeah,
See
man,
what
don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath at all.
I did. I held it for like 30 seconds and I was dying. I was like, damn, this guy's wasting
Mm.
my time. Is it too early? Do I have to be tame? Like, am I not supposed to banter you?
No, you can banter. It's just I have nothing to say.
Ah, ah,
Yeah, I think
ah.
you were waiting for a response, but like I said, man, yeah, we're what episode 100 something. Yeah, man, we're those soap operas, how they go on forever. Like it's like your grandma's watching it, then your mom's watching it, right? And then suddenly you start watching it, but
Hmm.
you still never get to the revealed who the main character is behind all of that. Yeah, this is what this is. So, we gonna get to episode 1,000, and I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna have every other t-shirt under the sun. And I'm gonna keep you guys guessing, keep you guys wondering, oh shit, does he really own a kit? Does he?
Hmm.
Does he not? Hmm.
Interesting. Well, a team that kept nobody guessing, the Arsenal. 3-0. 3-0. Hold on, let me just 3-0. Now, before if you guys don't mind, I just want to go on a little bit of a quick monologue, and then I'm going to sit back and listen to you folks. Um, Scouring through social media and watching all the commentary and all this stuff, there's a lot of City fans coming out of the woodwork saying over the last 15 years, City's won everything, and Arsenal are irrelevant, and they just won one thing, and they think they're relevant, and blah 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 blah. And they're saying that that's why City fans don't really care that they lost or the manner that they lost because City's dominated for the last 15 years. Okay, you don't care. Why do you even need to make a monologue or post something on X stating that you don't care and that City's dominated the last 15 years? Which is a fact. Yeah, City, you got to put your hand up. Pep Guardiola reinvented City, but there's an overarching 115, which even if we take the 115 away, the players performed on the field and they were dominant. But history wasn't written in the last 15 years. History has been written over the last 100 years. And there's a reason why, if you look at the breakdown of fans for the Community Shield, it was 90% Arsenal fans. If you look at the breakdown of any away match, there's always a struggle for Arsenal fans to get tickets. Why? Because we're global. City fans, you're not global. You will never be global. You cheated your way to the top, and you're going to cheat your way back to the bottom, and that's where you're going to be stuck. We were never relegated. Let me just remind, we were never relegated. For the better part of history, in the early 2000s, you're in what? League One? The championship? Duking it out with teams down there while we were duking it out with Premier League teams? So if you want to say that you don't care and this and that, just remember, history wasn't the last 15 years. Now on the game, man, what Morgan Rogers, over to you. Christos Zolis, 2 assists. A lot of doubters, but clearly you can see what Arteta and Berta saw in him. Now, hold on. Not saying that I want to go into the season as him as our only left winger. That's not what I'm saying. I still would like to see Julian Alvarez come in. Yes, I know he's not an out and out left winger, but I still want someone else because can play on both feet. He can play on the right or he can play on the left. And unfortunately, Laurent, I'm starting to understand what you meant about Noni Madueke. He's got all the talent in the world, but sometimes, it's like when you're playing FIFA, you hold that trigger too long, you make the play, you get through everyone, and then you hold that trigger too long, and then you airmail it. But it's like, bro, just finesse that. Just hit the target at least. But I think personally, last thing before I hand it off, personally, I think it was a great performance. Um, Ben White had a good game. Martin Odegaard, welcome back. Welcome freaking back, Martin Odegaard. And Christos Zolis, like I said, Morgan Rogers, over to you. Show us that you're worth 116.
117.
Sorry, correction, 117.
Yeah, man. No, man, I share a lot of the same sentiments as you, for sure. There was a lot to unpack in this game, I feel like, for us to talk about from performances to the players that have been left out and what that means, right? Some big names left out of this squad today. And we're gonna get into that. But before like I say my piece, I just want to know what from our resident uh neutral, and I say that in quotations, right? Our neutral watcher, Mr. Laurent Piana himself. Um, Having watched that game, are you still because I remember, the last podcast we did, you were trying to get something out of me in terms of just asking me about Arsenal's preseason and that little sly smile in the background of yours saying, "Oh, Arsenal's lost a few games in preseason." And I told you, like, well, don't worry about preseason too tough. There's missing players, there's this, there's that. Like, preseason is preseason for a reason, right? So I wouldn't look too much into the results. And these are the reasons why, right? And now whether one rates the Community Shield or not, right? I'm not going to be wise after the event. And it's like one of those ones where when you win, it's a big trophy. When you lose, it was just a friendly. Like I'm stayed neutral on it from before the Community Shield. Yes, it's good to win, and I think my stance on the Community Shield is yes, you want to win because it's a good exercise in practice and psychologically getting ready for the season ahead, right? You want to lift the majors, but anytime there's a trophy on the line, right? And you only get into this position by having won a trophy, right? You either win a Premier League or you win an FA Cup. So you
Mhm.
you earn the right to play in in the Community Shield, and you go into to compete. And like in our case, we're going up against what was been our biggest rivals in the last few years. And I think this was again, I'm not going to call it a statement because a statement, if you win Premier League, Champions League, like, these are kind of statements. This was more of a reminder, right? This is a reminder in the sense that we're here, we won the Premier League, and we just dispatched of what was our closest rivals last season, and it's kind of you can call it almost a changing of a guard moment, right? Maresca looked a bit out of his depth today, and as we've seen with Arsene Wenger leaving and then Emery coming in, as we saw with Sir Alex Ferguson leaving and David Moyes coming in. When a big manager leaves a club and he's been there for that long and he's put his fingerprints and blueprints all over the club, it's not easy to just, bring in the next manager to replace. Maresca's got a big job on his hands now. You know what I mean? He's got a big job on his hands now. We've just found out today that they've lost Rodri, it looks like. We're going to get into that as well when we talk about the transfer segment. There's big changes happening at City right now, and it's a big transition period for them. And Maresca is not going to find it easy to just walk into. And this for me, right? Maybe I'm getting carried away, maybe I'm not, but this for me seems like a moment for Arsenal Football Club to kind of say again that stability that we've talked about, that we now have, the players that we've been signing, the stability in the club, the players who are young or into coming into the prime of their careers, the likes of Declan Rice, so on. It seems like this is now that time, right? Every club has their time, and it's the changing of the guard now, and it's I think it should be Arsenal's to lose now, right? When you see, like I said, what's happening in the immediate big clubs around us. And today was again not a statement, but it just that reminder that maybe a passing of the torch. Pep's gone, City's in transition over to you, Arsenal, and yeah, a 3-0 win against what was your closest rivals over the last few years is a big reminder and a bit of a point made. Let's be honest, Murdoch, because if we lost this, right, what would the narrative be if we had lost this?
Oh,
We
you
win it, it's oh yeah, it's just a friendly, it's not doesn't mean anything. We lose it, you see Arsenal, they're not ready for the start of the
lack of
season.
mentality. They were lucky last year. Varsenal,
Yeah,
all this BS and nonsense that's gonna come through. Like it's you know
so you can't win, right? That's the thing. So you gotta beat what's in front of you. You go out to compete and you win the game, and we did just that, and we did it emphatically. So, but Laurent, what are your thoughts on it, having watched it?
My thoughts remain the same. As I mentioned before the pod, at the beginning of the pod, um, overall embarrassing performance from Man City. And yeah, Maresca has a lot of work to do, or else he will find himself without a job come the end of the season, in my opinion, if these types of performances are maintained. So yeah, no, not pretty on the eye at all. Again, from a City perspective, conceding that early, right? It's not things you'd like to see from a professional standpoint. And yeah, no. So again, right? Kudos to you guys for I don't know how high the excitements are, but it seems like this win for you guys is a foreshadowing of you guys going on to winning the league again. Right? Or do I stand corrected?
As far as you mean to go on, that's all I have to say about it. As far as you mean to go on.
Okay, but yeah, no. So other than that, yeah, from a City perspective, terrible, terrible performance. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they fare up. I think Maresca was even talking about we need to get the players in. in my opinion, even that type of performance is not down to players.
No.
Um, had it been Pep on that sideline, you do not get this kind of game, in my opinion. So, um,
Could be
yeah,
down to one player that was missing though.
Rodri,
He would have made an impact. I don't think we would have scored. I don't think we would have set a record in scoring the fastest ever in a Community Shield if Roger was playing.
I mean, yeah, there is that element. I believe it was Anderson, the
The new signing, yeah.
yeah, the English guy, and that guy too looked a bit out of his depths at times. And I don't know, it could just be an adjustment period. But for me, even the type of football, right? It's it's kind of shit that we were seeing at Chelsea. At times, very slow, lethargic, right? And I don't know, man. I'm just curious to see how Maresca deals with this coming issue because they cannot play in the manner or even close to the manner that they played today. So whether he feels it is a player issue, which I think we can agree it is not. I think it's more so tactical. It's a system issue, um, right? Putting those players, if you're going to play with a certain type of system, right? Adapting to the strengths of your players. But yeah, today was not it. I will say. And I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure you guys can agree, right? Not to take away from what you guys had to do in terms of your defensive duties and even on the offense, right? Putting the pressure on them, right? Looking to cause errors and whatnot. But I'm sure you guys will also agree that this is not a City team that we are used to seeing playing in this manner, right? So interesting to see how they fare come down to the season.
You sound disappointed.
100%, 100%. As a neutral, I'm heavily disappointed because one, I do not go to watch games, right, to see one-sided victories of this manner where the other team simply just doesn't even show up. And two, if I'm hate watching, okay, um, yeah, man, I at least put up a fight, right? At least put up a decent fight. And this was not it. So yes, I'm not going to shy away, right? I'm disappointed, along with the City fans that watched this game,
Yeah, all five of them. Yeah.
which yeah, I know are disappointed as well. Um, and any neutral who was looking to see a decent contest between two top teams would have been disappointed. So yeah,
Yeah. Again, for those who didn't catch that one, it went over your head. I say all five of them. I'm just joking, City fans. There are more than five of you, but
And
yeah, hopefully more of you show up in the stadium next time. But yeah, no, interesting analysis. The way Laurent spoke there just now, you would think that this was the Man City's corner as opposed to the Gunners' corner because all that analysis was on City. I didn't realize that we were analyzing City. But oh, fair enough. I get what you're saying. If we are talking about City, as if this was the City corner, so let's pretend this is the City corner for a second. I would tell you, right? I would tell the hate watchers like yourself, and I would tell neutrals, anybody who loves football, anybody who likes Man City. Heck, I would say, it's early, right? It's early in the season. Right? It's just literally the Community Shield. The official Premier League hasn't even kicked off yet. So much football to be played. So I think it's too early, right, to be judging Maresca on this one game. Surely, right?
I would say early, but cause for concern, in my opinion. Also, given the fact that when you look at when he got sacked at his previous club, right? The tactical style, right? It's similar, right? So it's not like we're analyzing this in a vacuum. So there is a continuity here. So yes, early indeed, but I'd be raising eyebrows 100%.
hmm.
Um, and yeah, man, it's just you tell me, man. Listen, did you guys feel like City played to the height of their abilities to what they're known for, right? Even though we do know that there was a baton that was passed over, so it's not the same guy, but right?
Here's what I'll say about this. And unlike you, I'm actually not going to just say City played shit. I'm going to praise Arsenal for a good performance because you also have to add that in there that
I
Arsenal
did.
played
I
well.
By the way, I did add that in. But I'm assuming you just selected, you attempted to select to hear what you wanted to hear. But yes, I did add that in.
Okay,
Right.
at the end, fair enough. 30 seconds after 4 minutes of going in on City, but fair enough. Okay, I think that because I think correct me if I'm wrong. Like City's preseason record has been decent prior to today, right? They've won some games and whatnot. So you could they didn't turn up on the day, but like I said, you're now playing the Premier League current Premier League champions, right? So that's a different level. You're now playing what is the champions of the league. So again, we'll see how they fare against the likes of, the other teams in the league and whatnot. But again, when you're playing the champion, just like it's been us in the past, when we've been sort of in our turnovers and playing fighting for top fours and things like that, and you play the champions will show you levels, right? And I also think it was just a matter of us playing well. We have a little bit more stability, familiarity, the manager, the players, and so on and so forth. So whilst they didn't show up, so to speak, or didn't play well, I think we caught them a bit off guard in terms of how we approached the game very early on, very direct, playing with a point to prove. So I think it's a combination of both. I hear you. Maybe they got a bit complacent and whatnot. But yeah, I think we also just the way we started even caught me off guard a little bit. I was very impressed and very pleasantly surprised by some of the individual performances. And I think, now's the time to get into it, Murdad. But the likes of Lewis Skelly and Odegaard, um, I just
Hmm.
quickly I think that our midfield, what I saw today is showing me that our midfield is going to be so key this season, and I'm enjoying the midfield depth that I'm seeing at the moment, right? And
Yep.
just for some perspective, the midfield three that you could say won us the Premier League last season or contributed heavily to winning us the Premier League last season started on the bench. Eze, Zubimendi, and Declan Rice was our starting midfield three for a good amount of games last season because Odegaard was injured, because
Hmm.
obviously Bruno Guimaraes wasn't here, and because Miles Lewis-Skelly didn't start coming into midfield until the last few games of the season. So our starting midfield three for most of last season was on the bench. Take that in. And then the three that started the game today, Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield, Bruno Guimaraes, and Odegaard. Now this is what gets me excited as a fan. You're talking about some serious midfield depth there, right? You're talking about midfielders that, again, Bruno Guimaraes, we all know what he's about. Miles Lewis-Skelly, who we've all been calling for to come into midfield for some time now, and oh, lo and behold, he can play in midfield, right? Arteta's had him at left back so far in the start of his early young career. Lo and behold, he put him in midfield. We've all been calling for it, and oh, guess what? He can play in midfield because he's naturally a midfielder. He looks like a baller. He looks smooth on the ball, comfortable, strength for his age, right? He's 19 years of age. I think the play of the game for me was just the first play the assist that led to Calafiori's goal. It's just classic, midfield play there, right? Get the ball, the body feint to get away from. I think it was Phil Foden. The awareness, or didn't even touch the ball, just drop a quick drop of a shoulder. Playing like an experienced vet in there, right? And he's 19 years of age. That just little drop of a shoulder and then just the dime, the slip through ball dime, where if the likes of, you know what I mean? Like these are the kind of passes that like if a Cesc Fabregas makes or an Ozil makes, we're all going nuts about it. You know what I mean? Like that pass was inch perfect, right? For Calafiori, who finished that like a prime striker, mind you. Um, and then just Odegaard, right? If Odegaard plays like we've all been calling for this for a while, if Odegaard plays like this going into this season, that is going to take us up levels because we've missed that sort of Odegaard since the 22-23 season slash 23-24 season. So we're talking a good 2-3 seasons ago now. If Odegaard performs like that, that is key to any sort of success that we're going to have this season. So my overall point just about midfield and the domination in midfield, and I think that's going to go on to give us success this season. It's just the control that we're going to have in midfield, the options we're going to have in midfield, because like I said, you bring off those three that started the game. Look who's coming off the bench, right? Like I said, the midfield that was comfortably, seeing out games for us last season en route to winning the Prem. It's an exciting time. I hope those midfielders all stay. I don't want to see Zubimendi leave. I don't want to see Miles Lewis-Skelly leave. What's the point? You bring in a Bruno Guimaraes and get rid of one of the others? No, like we need the depth because we're going to be fighting on all fronts this season, right? So for me, I'm excited about what this midfield is going to bring. And I also want to add the difference between the midfield three that started today versus last year's Zubimendi and Declan Rice pairing. What's the biggest difference? Well, the biggest difference is Miles Lewis-Skelly and both Bruno Guimaraes are midfielders that like to play forward, right? A lot of the time we were
Hmm.
frustrated with how conservative Rice and Zubimendi were last season, right? They're good, tidy midfielders, but they don't necessarily, pack that punch in terms of playing the ball through the lines, right? Playing the ball forward early. Bruno Guimaraes, he gets on the ball, he likes to play the ball over the top. We saw it a couple times today, balls over the top into Kai Havertz. Obviously, Miles
So
Lewis Skelly,
Solis.
yeah, Solis, Miles Lewis Skelly's assist that speaks for itself. You know what I mean? I love Declan Rice. Obviously, we all do. Zubimendi the same, but we don't see those too many of those kind of passes being made by either of them. It's a lot of conservative, keep possession, tidy, pragmatic, sideways stuff. But Miles Lewis Skelly, Bruno Guimaraes, these are midfielders that like to play forward. They like to look forward first, and I think that's going to give our attack a different dimension when you have midfielders that look to play the ball forward early. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I was most intrigued and excited about from the game. And then, like I said, I think the wild card is the Odegaard. If we get Odegaard from a few seasons ago back, it's levels. I think it's a
Yeah.
different level because we saw what he did in the World Cup. He had a good World Cup where Norway carried them to what was like a record, I think, what quarterfinal for them. Um, and yeah, he's carried on that form. He looks fit, he looks sharp, and yeah, he just got to carry this on into the season. And I think we'll have a good season if he can prove his worth that way. So yeah, midfield stood out to me. Quick word on Zolis. He looks like a tidy player. Um, I think I'd still, if we're being ruthless, he's a good squad player for me. I don't know if I want him to be my starting left winger week in, week out yet, but I like what he's doing. I like what he's bringing to the team. And yeah, man, a good piece of the squad. So looks good, man. It looks good so far. And what we will need and what we still need, we'll touch on in the transfer segment of this. But I think right now, yeah, it's these are good signs for me.
And the one area that we didn't even talk about is defense. And Christian Mascara held his own. Ben
Yeah,
White
yeah,
had a game, held his own. And I think you're seeing how much of an impact that midfield's going to have protecting the back line. Gabriel Magalhaes, he's going to have he's going to be a 7 out of 10 performance every time.
minimum.
Um, and then Ben White coming in like that, Christian Mascara held his own. Like for me, I think it's that as well on top of everything else that you said about the midfield. Like we're not even talking about that. We're talking about everything else. We're talking about the ruthless attack. We're talking about the midfield. I didn't even like clue in until halfway through the game. I'm like, oh yeah, we're missing Saliba. You know, um, yeah, it's a good time to be an Arsenal fan. And for City, the one thing that I'll say is when you look at that midfield, Anderson and Kovacic. Last year, you had Bernardo Silva and Rodri, the heart of Man City over the last, what, 8 years? You're losing a Ballon d'Or player in Rodri and Bernardo Silva, who single handedly made the title race last year,
Yeah, he did.
right? So, like, it's not just an Enzo Maresca thing, it's also you're missing the heart of that team,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So, um, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But it's good signs, man. It's really,
You
really
know,
good signs.
what we didn't mention that
Mm,
we have to mention, I think, when we're talking about the difference in this team and what's gonna bring us success and so on and so forth, we have to mention the goalkeeper, right? How important is David Raya to this Arsenal team?
yeah,
Like we all see preseason, we've seen it. If you've been watching preseason, you'll have seen it. We've had Kepa in goal, Meslier, obviously. And to be fair, Meslier has probably done better than Kepa has. I think Kepa's value has gone down since this preseason. He has not performed well at all.
yeah.
And what you're seeing is how important this guy, David Raya, is to Arsenal Football Club and the way we play, the composure at the back, the distribution, the way he commands his area, right? Being able, and this is Kepa's weakness, right? Those balls in the air. How many times we've seen from corner kicks, right? David Raya just clutches it out of the sky and he's secure with it. You know that when that ball's in the air and it's in the box, it's David Raya's every day of the week. And this isn't even a keeper. He's not even like 6'5" or anything. Like I think he's about 6 feet flat. But
Yep.
he's just so good in the air at commanding his area, right? Whereas like Kepa flaps at everything and it makes you nervous every time the ball goes into the box in the air. Raya just catches everything, calm, composed, and again, when the ball's on the ground, no problem. You give the ball back to David Raya. He pretty much is our quarterback from goalkeeper, which is crazy in the modern game, right? Where your goalkeeper is your distributor and he's your quarterback from the back. It's yeah, he's so important to the way we play. And again, so important to any success that we're going to go on to have. I think we have to have a mention for that
Mhm.
for sure.
I I don't know if you saw it towards the end when we were doing celebrating Gabriel Jesus, Wanyeri, and Martinelli didn't celebrate with the team.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I
very
was
interesting.
reading that Wanyeri is likely going to be. I hope I'm wrong. It's saying that he's likely going to be sold. I'd rather him be sent for a season long loan to a team in the Premier League or Championship. I don't want to sell him yet. I think he's got too much potential. Or if you're gonna sell him, put on like a buyback clause that if the team goes to sell him, you have first choice, something like that, so that we can get him back. Like the same thing that City did with, I think was it Trafford or who was it? They did it with someone, but
Yeah,
like I know we have to sell someone. I just I don't know about you, man. I don't want Wanyeri gone. Martinelli, I can come around to it because I think he peaked, and I don't think he's gonna get to that level again because I don't think he's gonna get enough playing time. But Wanyeri, I think he's got a lot of potential still, and I think with the emergence of Max Naumann, it really impacted him, and I think he needs to go somewhere, get regular playing time, and then come back and fight for his spot.
I agree. If it's up to me, he would go out on loan. I wouldn't sanction a permanent sale at this time. He's still too young, too talented for us to be
Yeah.
taking that risk. In my opinion, that it could be a Serge Gnabry 2.0, right? And that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
afraid of. Unfortunately, what I do understand is I understand we have to make a big sale and we have to have a sacrificial lamb that, is going to allow us apparently to go in and reinvest that money into the signings that we still need to get done and so on and so forth. We haven't sold big in a long time. That's the one area that we need to improve is it being a proper selling club. And, Winieri, he could command a big fee. I wouldn't want that to happen. Now, if you can get big fees out of Martinelli and Jesus, um, then you can allow an Ethan Winieri to go on loan. But if you can't, if we can't sell those other players, as I just mentioned, for big fees, then yeah, you're gonna have to look at someone like Ethan. That's what the club I think will do. They'll have to look at someone like Ethan and say, well, you're the only real asset that we can get big money for. So, that's what I'm afraid of. Now, Martinelli, I wouldn't be letting Martinelli leave for anything less than 50 mil. He needs to be our record sale. Our record sale at the moment, I think, is 40 mil. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain or Iwobi,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Martinelli, if we sell Martinelli, he needs to be breaking the record, our player sold record this window. Because for me, you look at the likes of the players around him, right? First of all, Madueke cost us 50 mil last season, a backup winger, right? When you look at Martinelli, he's been in the Premier League a while now. He's a Premier League winner in the Brazil side, right? Ancelotti clearly likes him in the Brazil side, scored in the World Cup, scores in the Champions League. That's a player, whether we like him or not, he's got a decent CV. And if these guys like Savinho, you guys see Savinho linked with Spurs for 70 mil. I'm sorry, if these guys are linked, these wingers are linked with that kind of money, we shouldn't be selling Martinelli for anything less than a record sale for us. And
Well,
I
the
think,
rumor is Galatasaray bid 40 million.
yeah. And we're actually actively trying to get him out, I think, now, Martinelli, which is made evident today by Arteta leaving him out of the squad. The thing is that our Martinelli doesn't want to go to Turkey, or else
Yeah.
I think that sale would have been done already, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
I think we're trying to make a point now. Arteta leaving him out of the squad is basically saying, yo, you got to find yourself another club because you're not part of our plans.
Napoli apparently is coming in for Martinelli. I wouldn't be shocked if Como comes in. I just don't know if they have the money for it. Um, yeah, man, it's I don't think we'll get 50. If I'm being honest with you. I think we'll be in and around the 40, 40, 45.
Which for me is a shame, I think.
We've just never been a good selling club. The
Yeah.
fact that City sold Tijani Reinders to a Saudi club, like, tell me that's not money laundering. Like, without telling me that's money laundering, that they're doing it so blatantly obvious. It's like, bro, he barely played last year, yet you're getting 60 mil back for him. Like, what?
And how much did Garnacho go to Villa for?
It was a loan.
Oh, it's a loan? I thought it was
Yeah.
a permanent
It's
sale.
a loan with a obligation to buy.
Okay, do we know what the obligation amount is?
I can check it.
Because this is what I'm talking about. If it's 40 mil or something, like you're telling me, bro, Martinelli is worth double of what Garnacho's worth.
Obligation to buy for 43 mil.
Like, and this is what I'm saying. I'll be disappointed if we sell Martinelli for that price, considering what these wingers are, some of these wingers are worth, or bang average.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on the Community Shield?
Ryan Cherky. Hold that. Hold that.
He looks pretty salty, eh?
Ah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Lauren, you're off. You're oddly quiet. Like, what you good?
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm just excited for Fulham next week, and a 1-2 few weeks after that. You already know what time it is, so yeah, I mean, I'm just biding my time, man. Biding my time, just hoping that Alonso is the one, and that we can get past these curses that have been, gnawing at us for the past few years.
Mhm.
Curses
Yeah.
is crazy. Ah,
Um, for moving on to the transfer section, just quickly on the three players that were left out, it looks like I don't know if you, CJ, you saw this. Gabriel Jesus, we apparently, allegedly, we have accepted a 17 million pound, 17 million, yeah, 17 million pound bid from Napoli. I think Jesus is worth more,
How much?
25 at least.
Hmm.
Not much more, but at least 25.
I actually agree with that. I feel like again, if we're going to give Chelsea a bit of credit here. Chelsea's a really good selling club, man. I feel like if Chelsea had the likes of these guys, Jesus, Martinelli, they'd be getting good fees for them. Like,
Hmm.
I agree. I think Gabriel Jesus is worth at least 25 mil. Surely you can be able to get 25 mil out of him. That's another experienced player with a lot on his CV as well, right? But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that.
No. Apparently Milan is interested in Yeri. We're not going to get a lot of money out of Milan.
If I were to sanction his loan, it would be a Premier League loan for me,
Yeah. Oh,
or in England, Premier League or
yeah.
Championship.
Yeah.
Championship is a good loan too.
Yeah. Go to like a West Ham,
Yeah.
right? Go to West Ham, Southampton, something like that, and fight to get back into the Premier League. That'd be my first choice. It's just crazy to me that Tijani Reinders is going for 60 mil. Like,
Yeah.
tell me you're not money laundering without telling me you're not money laundering.
Why are you laughing? Bro?
Bro, because Murda, bro, you enjoy looking into other teams' pockets, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, just be content with what you guys are doing on your side, right? And if they're money laundering, let them. Let the law deal with that, right? The powers that be. But yeah, bro, just focus on your own pockets, right? Getting your aptitudes to be able to sell better, right? Hopefully that's something you guys can improve on. And yeah, man, all that pocket watching, left, right, 117 this, 117 that, bro. Like, does it do you any good? Like, do you sleep better at night?
Hmm. Oh
Mm,
yeah.
you know what? I regret I asked because clearly, you clearly do. But yeah, listen. Obviously, there's things that go on behind the scenes. Um,
Hmm.
with City, no doubt, right? We all know the owners, the club, right? And the type of entities behind it. It is what it is, right? I think these are things to be expected if we're being completely honest, right? But yeah, I mean,
Wait, hold on. Question on that,
mm,
because Newcastle is owned by a state, and Newcastle are struggling. Like Newcastle could be relegated this year.
with
So
that's Newcastle is
Saudi,
yeah, 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 but wait, what's the name of the owners for?
um,
And those guys came in fairly recently, right?
Public Investment Fund
Mm.
of Saudi Arabia.
And Newcastle is their only interest outside of Saudi?
Well, they have a lot of other stuff.
No, in terms of like football clubs.
I think so.
Yeah, but I feel like on one end too, I do think that in terms of City, I mean that's a bigger fish. That's a whole right where there's so much behind that that you're gonna look to do whatever possible, right? To gain an advantage there. Um, I do feel with Newcastle, the hopes was at the time, right, when those guys
To
came in,
be, hmm
that they could get to a certain level. It just never came to fruition for them, right? There were years when they looked pretty good, right? Like they were on par, on course, but yeah, no, I think you're right, right? Like they are struggling at this point, and I think it's gonna keep going for them.
Well, they're signing Dedic, the Bosnian player. Apparently, he's gonna come into Newcastle.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. There's still a lot of moving parts. For me, my concern is that, like, if we sell Jesus for, let's just say, 17, Martinelli for 45, or I'm hoping 50 plus, but if we get 40, 45, I really hope we don't sell one Yeri, but it looks like we are gonna sell him, unfortunately. Um, I would not want to spend all that money on Nico Williams because that's what the links are right now. Um, I think that's Solly's from what he's shown in preseason and especially in this game. I think we need someone that can complement him, like a differing style. I don't think Nico Williams is a differing style. I think Solly's is as direct, if not more direct. Um,
Then Nico?
yeah,
Mm.
I don't think Nico would be able to handle the physicality. To be honest with you, that'd be my worry. Same thing with Zubimendi.
Bro, I'll tell you right now, after seeing his little incident in the World Cup and then his tweet to go with it, I think you're right. Yeah, that guy's not built for
Like
Premier League
I'm being
football.
honest. Like the wing backs are gonna be like, you know,
What
Mm.
happened? I didn't see or hear any of that.
When he faced off, they faced off against Uruguay, I
mm-hmm.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, right? South American football, they can get pretty aggressive. And essentially, what happened was the guy came in towards the end of the game because they were winning, obviously, and kind of took him out. And after that, right, he's pretty much there on the ground rolling. Then he goes on Twitter and he has this whole post, you know, feeling sorry for himself and talking to the fans. I was hoping to be fit, this and that. But I swear, bro, this guy came back and played after that, right?
Did
Yeah.
that game was that game like did that game injure him or something?
Well, that's what you thought. Like
Mm.
based on that post, I thought this was career, or like season ending. Sorry. And then turns out, bro, now the guy comes back after a few games, right? But yeah, when you look at even those types of challenges, right? Like in the Premier League, it gets quite physical. So I think Murdoch has a point in regards to that player and his ability to adapt to the physicality of the league.
Mm.
Yeah, and, like we've seen Solis do it already. So why not? Like, if you're gonna get someone, like get someone that can, complement him.
Wait, so who
Yeah,
were
that's what
the
I was gonna say.
options?
The question is who now, since we're at that section, the transfer section. Like who are you looking at now, realistically? 3 weeks or less probably now left in the window. Who are that options? Who's the option that you're referring to? And let's assume now, because I think you would say Barcola, because you've been a big fan of this guy now. Let's assume he's going to Liverpool, because that link is getting stronger. So if it's not Barcola and it's not Nico Williams, then who?
Hmm. Alvarez?
Who?
Alvarez?
Alvarez. And what you're saying, stick him on the left. I know you were saying that before.
Yeah, until we can figure out what to do with Gyökeres. I think we have to keep Gyökeres for one this season, and then sell him next year.
I don't know if Alvarez on the left is the best idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I mean, that's why he left City, but he did damage off the left.
yeah, but again, I feel like you guys are relying on a makeshift, whereas for that position, right, you'd want someone who, right, who is truly an expert on the left wing. Um,
But there really isn't anyone. Vinny not coming. Mbappe not coming. Liao, nope.
well, you wouldn't want Liao?
No,
Not gonna lie, bro. Liao to me, uh,
no.
I think it's a wild card, right? There's definitely going to be some coaching involved. But that guy, bro, yeah, listen, that guy can be a problem.
CJ, you don't want Liao?
He's not consistent enough.
Yeah, there is a consistency issue.
Like, I'd rather have Solis than Liao. I'd rather have Martinelli than Liao. Save my money.
What's interesting to me though is that they're, like I said, they're clearly trying to ship Martinelli out, which means clearly there has to be another left winger coming in. So I'm just curious to know what the club is cooking right now, or if they're cooking anything. Because yeah, it seems like clearly there is space for that left winger to come in if Martinelli is going. You can't rely on just Solis the whole season on the left.
The question that I would have is, what does Barca's finances look like, and can we get Rafinha out of there?
That's an interesting one. So you would do Rafinha even at his age, like you would do that
hmm
signing,
hmm
really?
We're trying to win the Champions League this year, yeah. He's a plug and play player, and he can complement Solis. You can keep Rafinha because he's been dealing with some injuries now. You can leave him on the bench, play Solis a little bit more, and then bring in Rafinha in for big games,
So
right?
Salah is in as your starter, which I swear is what you didn't want.
I mean, Rafinha can go in, but if you're trying to keep him ready for like April, like end of March, April, May, when
Mm.
we're getting towards the business end of the Champions League and the Premier League, yeah, oh, that's fine.
What's interesting to me is I don't know if you guys heard this, but there are strong links now with Arsenal to Victor Osimhen. You guys heard that one or no?
But I
Yeah, but
swear,
like,
apparently, you guys been linked with this guy for how long?
Yeah, it apparently Arteta's a big fan, and the links have resurfaced as of recently, which I find interesting as well because it's like, okay, now are we pivoting to again a striker, a more central attacker, which I don't mind because I think that means Gyökeres would leave, right? You're not going to keep Gyökeres, Osimhen, and Kai Havertz. Anything for me that improves that attack, I think I've established at least within myself that we know our right side can be 30 when Saka's on it, right? Saka's fit and he's on it. The right side is a lock. We know that where Arsenal's attack needs to improve is centrally or on the left. Now, let me caveat that by saying Kai Havertz as a nine, I like what Kai Havertz does for us as a number nine. I think you saw it again today. I think he played really well today, in my
mhm.
opinion. He links the way he links to play, his movement, right, and the way that Arsenal likes to play with a link up play type of striker, more sort of like more of a false nine, someone who can drop in, link up the play. Obviously, Gyökeres is the complete opposite of that, right? And I can tell, you can tell. Said it from last year. That was more of a Berta signing than an Arteta signing. I don't think Arteta fancies Gyökeres, to be honest with you. And listen, but we are heavily linked with Osimhen, as I said. And for me, by all means necessary, just improve that attack, whether it's centrally or on the left. If Osimhen comes in and it means Gyökeres is going the other way, I would do it. I appreciate what Gyökeres has done for the club, but I think Victor Osimhen is a better striker than Victor Gyökeres.
He's a baller.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad we agree on that. I wasn't sure if this was a touchy subject. So yeah, no, I think if Osimhen comes in, and Victor Gyökeres goes the other way, it's like thank you for your services, but I would do that deal for sure.
I mean, yeah, Osherman, we've been wanting him for many years, and he can actually play with the ball. He can actually link play, whereas Gyökeres, he's he's just like a pit bull. You need that, but I think with the way that we're playing, like we need ballers. Um,
He also has an attitude problem.
Oshman,
Hmm.
yeah, put him in this team, he won't have an attitude problem anymore.
Uh, I'm sorry, but that's not it's not how it's gonna work, bro. That guy generally has an attitude problem with his national team. Um, even at Napoli, I mean, I do think at Napoli at some point, I guess you could say it was warranted given the treatment there.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know if you guys got to see his little charade in his friendly with Galatasaray. Yeah, that guy is. If you guys sign him, I'm guaranteeing red cards.
No.
I'm guaranteeing red cards. Listen, you can think that Arteta is gonna, like get him to behave all you want, but bro, these are grown men. You see what I'm saying? If a guy's gonna act up, a guy's gonna act up, right? Like, right? You see what I'm saying? Arteta was not his father, and even if it was, right? Like, so
Uh,
yeah, no, but honestly, bro, generally, I would love to also see him in this league, because as you guys have pointed out, he's a baller.
do you rate
Yes.
him too, Laurent?
Of course, bro. Some say even that depending on where he played, he'd be up there with like in terms of world class with the likes of Haaland and whatnot, right?
Wow.
Some have ar even argued that, right? But yeah, no, he's good. He's clinical.
Yeah.
Clinical.
I think if we get him, he could easily score 20, like in the Prem.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too.
I agree.
Because I think he can create for himself, and I think he can, play off the ball. Like I think he can come off the left or the right. Like he doesn't need to just be down the middle because he actually has pace and he can play with the ball. Whereas Gyökeres, I don't. He's proven it. He can't do that. Um,
Laurent, are you gonna tell him or am I?
Tell him what.
So me and Laurent were discussing last episode. We were talking about Gyökeres.
uh-oh.
And yeah, you remember his exploits in the last preseason game, that failed back heel attempt?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yo,
I don't know, a certain
yeah.
man on this podcast told us once upon a time that if
I,
Gyökeres wanted to, he could be a techie baller.
I
mm,
said that?
well, yeah, yeah, bro. We're looking at you, bro. There's no fourth man on this spot, bro. A hundred.
I need to. I want some receipts. I don't recall ever saying that.
Bro, just know what you said, and I did mention this to CJ. What you said was nearly as bad as me saying Centurion. In
No,
reference,
no, 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 no,
a
no,
hundred percent, bro.
no, no,
A
no,
hundred percent. And yo,
no, no, no,
listen,
no.
just to not even go there, bro. I'm not even gonna bother searching up for that episode because that was actually criminal, bro. That like what you
No,
said
no,
was
no, no, no.
genuinely criminal,
Bro, what's
bro.
criminal that you thought Chelsea? Listen, we're not gonna even. I'm not gonna even entertain this. Never mind. I'm not gonna even entertain this.
Bro, I can agree to say that that's criminal, but I'm telling you, bro, that what you said in reference to your player and what he would do in this league, the way you were talking about it, bro. that right there was almost like a slap in the face to the Hazards, to the guys that just carry the ball with such grace, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, bro, that back heel that we saw, I think was that was it had to happen. It had to
I think that was a writing on the wall for him to be shipped out.
happen.
So would you be okay with him going, Red Eye?
If we got Osherman, yeah, I wouldn't want Nico Williams.
Hmm.
Like I don't think Nico would be enough for us.
And where do you think Gyökeres goes?
I think you get a good move, you know. I think you get a big club still.
I
In
think
the Premier League
Atletico.
or yeah, I feel like
He
he'd be a
looks
good
like
fit.
an Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like an Atletico player.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd get the ball direct to him early, I think.
Hmm.
Um, the big move we have to discuss is as we found out today, the Rodri move. Looks like it's all but confirmed now.
Yep, it's a
As
Um,
great
as
signing.
to Barca, right?
mhm. Now a couple things I'll say on that, and I want to ask you guys. Um, first of all, Rodri leaving the Premier League and leaving City. I think I said this to you briefly last episode too, Laurent. I think that for me, not to get too out of pocket and sound too confident on this, but like it's like yo, Rodri obviously he's a Ballon d'Or winner. He's made that Man City team tick for years now alongside Pep Guardiola, obviously. If they lose a Rodri, like it's like I'm sorry, Arsenal has to go on and win this Premier League again, right? You're looking at things that stand in our way, particularly at Man City. It's obviously Holland, Pep's. Rodri's been a big part of that, right? Look at the percentages of how many games Man City win when Rodri's in the team versus when he's not. He is a big time player. We saw it in the World Cup too. If that guy leaves this league, sorry Arsenal, you gotta go and do the business and take notice. And it's gotta be your time. Like that for me will be officially passing of the torch, passing the baton. Like I don't think there's any excuse. I did see City as our second year's challengers. That maybe might change now after Rodri leaves and whatnot. Um, and yeah, for me, it's just like, yo, like you're losing a player of that caliber in this league from your biggest rivals. It's got to be a passing of the torch moment. I think that's the official like icing on the cake. You've lost Silva, you've lost Pep, losing Rodri. I think that's a dagger blow still. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so I think that does Arsenal's chances of winning a Premier League again very, very high, and does our chances well. But on the Champions League side of things, if I ask you, Murdad, and if I ask you, Laurent, um, I'm out here trying to win the Champions League. Yeah, and I said this on the previous podcast I did with the Arsenal Canada boys. Shout out the Arsenal Canada boys. Ahead of the start of the season, they asked, would you rather win the Champions League or Premier League? Like, what do you, if you had to win one this season, what do you want? And all eyes on me or sorry, all eyes for me are on the Champions League. If you ask me which one I had to choose to win, I'm more desperate than others to try and win that. I want that star above the badge. Arsenal Football Club, we're too big of a club to not have a Champions League. And for me, after winning the Prem, it's all eyes on that champs. So when I look across the Europe now, and I see Rodri going to Barca, I'm like, shit, Barca just got stronger, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So my question to you guys is, or Murad, if I'm asking you first, right? If you're looking at the Champions League and who's going to be in Arsenal's way, right? Who we going to be competing with? Obviously, there's PSG and so on. Do you see Barca as a challenger now with the business that they're doing in this window and signing Rodri? Like, do you think that they're a team that look like they can win a Champions League now?
Yes and no. I think Rodri's injury history right now is going to be a big issue. Um, but I do think that they're going to be dangerous. I think PSG are going to be there, of course. Um, Madrid with Jose. Bayern is always going to be dangerous, and I think I think we can push any team. If we get that left winger, like if we get an Alvarez, it doesn't matter to me who we face. Like I think we're one signing away from being like, okay, now this is ours to lose. Like the Premier League wise, like with Roger and Bernardo Silva gone
And Pep,
and Pep, um, like I said, I think Chelsea are gonna, for me, I think Chelsea are gonna be our biggest challengers this year. Um, yeah, I think we can dominate. but it's not good. Like I didn't want Roger to go to Barca. I think he makes them a hell of a lot stronger. And the fact that he's gonna solidify that midfield, yeah, like that's dangerous.
Mm. Okay, Laurent, what do you think of Barca and how they look as a team and their chances of winning like a Champions League, for example, if Rodri goes there?
I mean, I do think, yeah, he's that kind of player that elevates any team that he plays in, and especially when you factor in the fact that in the World Cup with Spain, right? What he did there, and mind you, supposedly that Spanish team was mostly Barca players, um, from what I hear, right?
It's quite a
So
bit, yeah.
yeah, right. So I guess right. You're gonna expect that same type of authority in that position with him on that team. And if I recall, right, I think they conceded the least goals um in that tournament as a whole, right? So it's Spanish football, right? On that end, just like it was in the World Cup. So 100%, I think the chances of them winning that Champions League go up quite a bit, right? And assuming he stays fit for the whole season. But yeah, besides them, again, right, you still have the other big names as well, right? So the PSGs, um, even Real Madrid now too, right? With Mourinho. Um, so yeah, it would make for an interesting Champions League. And I know Murdad um, is confident that you guys are gonna win it this year. But overall, I think there's gonna be some seriously good teams and some good competition. So yeah, I'm curious to even see how Opta sees it, um, and how even the pundits see it once the league picks up.
So you guys both think Real Madrid's gonna be good again, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I feel like the Mourinho aspect. Um, I think that's what they need in this current point in time, right? It was too much chaos, too much disorder, and I feel like he's that kind of manager that will be able to keep egos in check, right? Impose a certain structure. Mourinho is also known for his defensive ability with teams, right? So it'd be interesting to see how uh, he can make Real Madrid a better defensive unit. And it goes without saying that defensive side, right? You look at the names up top for that team, right? The offense speaks for itself. So yeah, I think they're going to be a serious contender.
Opta has Barca as favorites now.
Really?
PSG, yeah, PSG to Barca 23.1%, PSG 19.3, Arsenal 15.6, and then Bayern 13.8. And then Madrid right behind them 12.2.
Hmm.
I
What
don't know
about
if I
Chelsea?
agree with that.
What about Chelsea?
Zero.
Mm,
You have to be in the competition for you to, you know.
mm. The same. We're talking about the same Champions League. Y'all still chasing?
Are you in the competition right now?
No, no,
Mm.
we're not. We're not. We're not.
Okay.
But I'm
Mm.
just making sure, right? This is the same Champions League.
No, it's a different one.
Oh,
They
okay,
they
okay.
changed it so you get a badge. You get a
Oh,
different badge now. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay. Different badge. Oh, true, true.
Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, but listen, actually before I anything else to add? Because we're like less than a week away. The Prem is back.
Yeah, yeah. No, next is the prediction stuff, man, and I can't wait to get into that to the next episode. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, we got a lot on the go, man. this time around. You got the FPL. We're going to be doing obviously our preseason predictions, and then the prediction series itself is back with the weekly predictions for the three games each. Yeah, man, a lot on the go, man. A lot on the go. Looking forward to it.
Wait, hold on, Laurent. Is Chelsea going to be Centurion this year?
I mean, with Jabi Alonso Ball, man, I think I'm gonna wait a few games before I
Mm.
give that verdict. But yeah, man, the team is looking nice. The team is looking nice. Morgan Rogers scoring. Oof, oof. That is a combination. Rogers there. João Pedro scoring twice. Come on, bro.
So hold up.
João Pedro might get Golden Boot this year.
Is Javi Alonso Manager of the Year?
It's still early. It's still too early to tell.
We got to make your prediction by Thursday.
Yeah, yeah, but still, yeah, still too.
Knowing you, it's going to be Chelsea, 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 Cole
Mm-hmm.
Palmer,
Mm-hmm.
Sanchez, João Pedro, Javi Alonso.
Yeah, these are the mistakes
Mm-hmm.
you made last year, bro. Those predictions are all made with the heart.
Mm. Yeah, but again, with Chelsea, right, and with Jabi can bring, he's a top guy, man, top guy. So yeah, the football is fluid, man. You see Gusto making midfield like passes from within his own half to João Pedro, who then nonchalantly just slots it in, right? Yeah, this is the type of football we're seeing from Chelsea, right? None of that Enzo Maresca BS that we got to see today. Um,
No
you
more
know,
LinkedIn.
no more of that LinkedIn garbage that we got to witness, right?
Oh shit.
So yeah, no, up to the players, right, to show some heart on that pitch. And other than that, yeah, in Javi we trust.
Hey, listen, well, not gonna be long until they get a real test.
Oh, you're referring to yourselves.
Yeah, you can put me down
Oh,
for an Arsenal win as of right now.
That's crazy.
yeah, man. Listen, if you feel that confident, right,
Oh,
you can put your ticket.
100%. Arsenal's winning
Hmm.
that game.
Hmm.
Jeez Louise. It starts. It has begun.
Make sure you guys get past Fulham first.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you
That's
guys,
the Arsenal B team.
right, and you guys still have your work cut out for you as well, right? I'd hope that you're not getting overly excited off the back of today's performance.
No, I'm overly excited over the last 14 games against Chelsea.
Mm, All right, well, I think this is gonna be one where you do see a manager who
Has to deal with another red card.
how should I say it? Who is going to look to impose um his football, right? On the likes of yours. So it's listen, I don't know if you guys got to see the real Sociedad game, but Chelsea is looking like a completely different team. Right. I'll say
Yeah.
that much.
Interesting stuff. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it off, man. It's a good place to leave it off. With the climax of knowing that Chelsea is doing some good stuff, people. So you heard it here first. Beware. Be aware. And as we all keep saying, we don't have to find out too long. We don't have to wait too long, sorry, to find out what Chelsea's looking like, especially when they come up against the test of the Premier League champs early on in the season, about
Mm.
the third game into the season, they come to the Emirates. So it's gonna be an interesting one. It really, really is. And yeah, man, we'll be here to report on it. But before then, we will be covering the opening games of the Premier League. You can expect another podcast coming out from us this week, and it'll be the podcast where we do make our season predictions, including, top goal scorer, Golden Glove winner, heck, the Premier League champions themselves. Pretty sure you know what mine and Murdad's verdict is going to be
Oh,
for.
they know what mine is. You, man, no, 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 no. You said Liverpool last year. Come on now. No, 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 no.
Let's just say I could have a surprise for y'all this time around.
Oh,
So stay
shit.
tuned. Stay tuned to find out what it's looking like and what our predictions will be. Will there be another Centurion prediction? Will there be an Invincibles prediction? Who knows?
Ooh.
Who knows? Keep it locked, man. Keep it locked. Like and subscribe. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show about the FPL, you can join our FPL League. We will put the code in the description piece of this episode when it goes out on YouTube and all platforms. So check that code out. Join our league. Get your chance at a free jersey. Get your chance at a jersey before Mr. Impiana gets his. And yeah, man, it's an exciting time. Club football is back, boys. So with that said, like, subscribe, share, hit that bell. And with all due respect, one Chelsea, up the Arsenal.
Adios.
See you on the next one. Adios.